The third place award, Urs Kalecinski. The third place award, the Miracle Bear Urs Kalecinski. The third place award, Urs Kalecinski.
After finishing third place 3 times in a row, the Miracle Bear Urs Kalecinski moved to the open class. Someone who once said he was never going to move to open.
When you're gonna switch to the open, and I don't have like a plan for 10 years. I want to win the Olympia and Classic and then see what I'm going to do from there, you know.
Exciting news today. The first one is Urs moving to the open.
Did he do it for the love of running free or because of mental issues? That is what this story will cover. This is the story of Urs Kalecinski, growth, success, and the curse.
You end up knowing that you always wanted to be a pro bodybuilder?
No, never. Never. I mean, I'm coming from the smallest village in Germany. You know, there are more cows than people, I always say.
On April 30th, 1998, in Schwäbisch Gmünd, Germany, Urs Kalecinski was born. His roots come from Poland. His passion for sports was laid in his cradle. His mother is a former ballerina, his father a Polish weightlifter, and his older brother Sergei was a Bundesliga gymnast during his youth. It was through Sergei that he discovered his enthusiasm for bodybuilding at an early age.
My oldest brother, he was a gymnast, and he brought me to all this.
He took you to the gym for the first time?
Yeah, and he looked insane, you know, shredded like a gymnast body. He had some girls and everything, and I was like growing up with 13, you start like, oh, okay, girls are pretty cool. And how do I get this? Yeah, I need to look good.
At the age of only 14, he entered a gym for the first time, accompanied by his brother Sergei. Without a fixed training plan, but with clear goals, he wanted to bench press 100 kilograms on his 15th birthday, which he achieved. At the age of 16, former bodybuilder Paul Buchsbaum recognized his potential. He watched Kalecinski in the gym for a long time. His way of training and the dedication he showed to the sport impressed him. Buchsbaum was convinced by Kalecinski's physique and symmetry, and persuaded him to take part in a bodybuilding competition. Urs was coached by Buchsbaum for the first time at the age of 17 and took part in the DBFV Youth and Junior Championship in Fulda on April 23, 2016, finishing 4th in the weight class up to 76.5 kilograms. Only a few weeks later, after his first championship debut in Fulda, he took part in the GNBF Championship, German Natural Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation, on May 28, 2016, and reached 6th place in the weight class up to 78.2 kilograms. His placings awakened in him the ambition to develop further and reach the top. In 2018, Kalecinski celebrated his big comeback on the competition stage at the age of only 19. He competed in the ANBF, Austrian Natural Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation, in Austria, and won the youth, junior, and men's classes in the weight class up to 85 kilograms. At the same championship, he also secured the overall victory. From that day on, Kalecinski could call himself a natural pro. 1 week later, he achieved first place in junior bodybuilding at the 15th GNBF EV German Championship and GNBB Pro 2018.
I'm happy to announce the winner of juniors over 75 becomes Urs Kalecinski.
On the same evening, he made his professional debut with the Natural Pros at the championship and finished 4th. During his GNBF years, Kalecinski attended the Kidaish Sports School in Stuttgart, where he trained as a sports teacher. After his successes, Kalecinski moved to Switzerland in 2019 due to a job offer and to pursue his dream of becoming a professional athlete and going all in. His goal that year was to become an IFBB pro. He worked in a gym and prepared himself for a pro qualifier during shift work. Every athlete has to win such a qualifier to be able to call themselves an IFBB pro. After his 3rd attempt, he finally won the Iceland Pro Show qualifier in the classic physique category in his 1st season, securing the coveted IFBB pro card. At only 21 years old, Urs Kalecinski could already call himself an IFBB pro. He moved back to his parents' house for a short time and started his own business as an influencer. With his increasing success, he received his first sponsorship contract with ESN, which allowed him to fully concentrate on his career as a professional bodybuilder. After a short regeneration phase, Kalecinski started looking for a coach. During this process, he came across Stefan Kienzl, whose work impressed him from the very beginning. Kalecinski sent him an email and later a letter to get to know each other. In 2020, their collaboration began, which turned out to be very successful. That same year, he met his life partner Alicia, whom he affectionately calls by the nickname Alicia. The two moved to Berlin in August 2020. Since then, they have been a well-rehearsed team, sharing their progress and everyday life via social media. They have become role models for many young athletes. In 2021, Urs Kalecinski's classic physique story began.
Jared will take the fourth place award, the check for $5,000, and present it to our fourth place finisher, Urs
from
Kalecinski.
Germany. Yeah. Well, that was a good finish for where he started. The youngest guy in that lineup.
Wow. Pretty incredible accomplishment. Fourth in the Mr. Olympia his first year out as a professional.
Germany's got to be proud of that.
He placed fourth, which was very impressive for his first time, finishing just behind elite athletes like Chris Bumstead, who won the title, Terrence Ruffin in second place, and Breon Ansley in third. Urs's fourth-place finish highlighted his exceptional symmetry, conditioning, and posing skills, especially for a first-time Olympia competitor, earning him recognition as one of the rising stars in Classic Physique that year. In Classic Physique 2022, Urs advanced from his impressive fourth-place debut in 2021 to secure third place at the Mr. Olympia.
The third place award, the Olympia bronze medal, the check for $10,000, and presented to Urs Kalecinski.
While this was a major achievement, the following year, in 2023, he again finished third.
The third place award, the Miracle Bear Urs Kalecinski.
And the pattern repeated in 2024.
The third place award, Urs Kalecinski.
Marking 3 consecutive years on the podium, but never reaching the top. This became known as the curse of third place. This curse took a significant psychological toll on Urs, especially considering the sacrifices he made in muscle size and conditioning to meet the strict weight limits required in classic physique.
Last year was honestly my hardest year ever.
Really?
I didn't want to do the Olympia. I never talked about that. To be honest, I didn't have the love for bodybuilding anymore at all. Ich bin kein Fan davon. Ich wechsle ins Schwergewicht. Ich wechsle in die Open. Wird vielleicht für den einen oder anderen jetzt ein Schock sein.
In August 2025, Kalecinski announced that he would move to the open class. This was not an easy step for him. After all, he was considered the top favorite for that year's classic physique victory. During preparation, which began in May, Kalecinski noticed that it was becoming increasingly difficult to reach the weight limit, even with very few calories. In addition, he had been struggling with mental health issues for some time. He had lost his love for the sport. The gym was suddenly no longer the place that made him happy. Kalecinski pulled the ripcord and decided to change classes. Mentally, this was the best decision for him. He no longer had to squeeze himself into a limit. He didn't have to throw away muscle unnecessarily, and he found his way back to the joy of sport. The bodybuilding community reacted ambivalently to his move. Many did not believe Kalecinski could make the step because he was much too thin, but Kalecinski did not let that stop him and was able to win the pro show directly at his open debut in Milan. Kalecinski is now a participant in the Mr. Olympia in both the classic physique and men's open bodybuilding divisions, and he believes one day in the future, he will be Mr. Olympia in open division. So thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more.